Hi, welcome to the Good Buds podcast, the show where good buds smoke good buds and talk about them. I'm Curtis,
I'm Shank.
Isaac.
and this is episode 93, airing February 20th, 2023 on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many, many, many more. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate every single one of you for being here. Today we're going to talk about one of our favorite topics and one of America's favorite topics. Americans everywhere are going to resonate with this, but not only Americans, people all around the world will definitely find this to be interesting and informative, but mostly just entertaining.
And we'll get to exactly what that is in just a little bit, but for right now, hopefully you're doing good today. We hope you're enjoying yourselves, and we know what can make you enjoy yourselves even better and what will make me enjoy myself. I'm going to smoke some weed.
I got a joint rolled right here, ready to go.
Got my bong. Isaac, do you got anything today?
No.
He's got himself some, it looks like Harry Palmer in their hand.
Yeah.
Harry Palms in my palms.
Hairy palms.
Harry
and
Palms.
rights and lots of freedom seeds.
Lots of rights, freedoms, protection. That's what he has today. And the rights and freedoms to have that protection.
That's right. Just like we've got the rights and freedoms to light this awesome canvas.
This beautiful, beautiful canvas. And hopefully it's legal where you're at. If not, smoke responsibly and hopefully undercover, incognitus until it's legalized. You know the drill. But otherwise, if you got your bongs packed, your bowls packed, your joints rolled, your blunts rolled, your vapes ready, your rigs ready, or whatever your proper thing is, take it now, here, later, do some edibles. Don't matter. It is time to blaze it. Tok tok shkaboke.
Tok tok shkaboke.
What the fuck? Look at all that smoke.
Big clouds.
Huge clouds. Oh, some dank ass fucking clouds. Yeah, this week I am smoking on some peanut butter cookie. It is, it's a fucking strain that really, unfortunately, I can't tell anything because they put a label right over their label. Oh, there we go, peeling it back. Oh, it's covering the THC, so I can't really tell. Let's just say it's like 22. I know it's a hybrid sativa. Fucking a little bit more on the sativa side. I love fucking peanut butter cookies, like legitimate one. Yeah. Also, I just, real quickly aside, I just found out there's a recipe where it's literally peanut butter, sugar, butter, and you bake it. That's it.
Whoa.
And it's a cookie. I know, nothing else. But anyway.
Best cookies on the damn planet.
Add some can of butter in there, you're good.
Slap yourself like, you got to do that wicked awesome thing on the top though with the fork.
Oh, you got to do the crisscross fork thing. If you have a peanut butter, if you hand me a fucking peanut butter cookie and it does not have that crisscross pattern in it, unless it's covered on something like frosting or whatever, you don't need it at that point. But it's just a plain ass peanut butter cookie.
If it's not the peanut butter cookie with the Hershey Kiss right on top, it has to have the crisscross.
True,
okay.
True,
yes,
true,
absolutely.
True.
Either a Hershey Kiss in the middle, crisscross with the fork, or something smeared on top. Otherwise, you are fucking up. Severely. Okay, so anyway.
I'm going to show you my freedom if, you do it the opposite direction.
Damn right. Speaking of what, peanut butter cookies. That's the weed I'm smoking on this week.
Nice. So this week I'm smoking on some kosher kush. It's fucking.
You got yourself some kosher kush there, haven't you?
Some kosher kush. I'm gonna have a blintz later. It's gonna be delicious.
Have yourself a bagel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you want some scones?
Shout out to the Stearns, my Jewish relatives down in New Jersey. Yeah, my cousin down there.
Down in Newark.
Married an extremely handsome and talented man who also was Jewish, and she converted to Judaism. And Hanukkah is lit in their family, and yeah, they're yeah.
Well,
can't make jokes because of 2023, but
I can. I still got the nose for it.
No, I was gonna say New Jersey.
Jiminy Hanukkah.
I was gonna say something like New Jersey. That's not Hollywood. So something along the lines of Kanye being a piece of shit. But anyway.
Kanye's a
Yeah.
dick. So anyway, Kosher Kush.
So yeah, I'm smoking some kosher kush. It's actually really good, strong indica strain. Fucking, I don't actually have the percentages on the label because I've got it in a different container now. But it's fantastic.
It
It's
is
tasty.
contained though.
It's tasty. Yeah, it is contained though. But
Right.
but it's delicious. Tastes really good. It's got a nice like kind of minty almost flavor to it, which is really fantastic. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, very
Well,
thoroughly.
Oh yeah. Well, if you buds enjoy the strains that we're talking about and you want to hear some more information about them, please head over to our YouTube channel where we plan to have some short content coming out involving, our cannabis strains. So be sure to subscribe so you know when that shit comes out, as well as the video version of our podcast. Look at our dumbass fucking faces. Look at me. Look at me. Hold on. What? Look at me. Now look at Isaac. Oh wait, that's Shank. Now look at Isaac.
I am pasty white.
Damn
The
right.
whitest of white boys.
It's
But
probably
yeah,
my
Curtis
lighting.
is right. Check us out on YouTube. We've got a lot of content there that you can check out. And if you do hop over there, make sure to leave a comment, like some videos if you like them. Let us know what kind of content you want us to keep making.
Absolutely.
It's really,
So yeah.
really cool. Awesome. Yeah.
What other content we have?
Oh well. What is it?
Go ahead,
What do you
Shank.
got?
No, go. Sorry, Shank. We cut you off. Go ahead, Shank.
Okay, I was going to tell the buds. Check out our Instagram and our Facebook and our Twitter and all of our other social media links that we have down below in the description for you. So you can go on there, you can pop over, you can have a great time.
You know,
And
other
you
links
can share your
down
content
there?
with us, as well as on our Discord channel where you can share memes, music, madness, and any content you might have as well. Just down below.
I
What else is down there, Isaac?
I don't want to do it anymore.
God damn it! We almost had it. You were just premature. It's okay.
Premature, like always, like I'm always in the bed. Anyway, go watch us on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Links for
And
that
then-
down below in the description as well, buds.
And on top of
Yeah.
that, you can also check out our Patreon. Our Patreon has multiple tiers you can choose from, fucking multiple different levels. Start as low as $1, get some behind the scenes shit, fucking get all the dumbass, and you wouldn't know unless you were on our Patreon. So get on
Wow.
there.
Wow.
No,
But
I didn't
yeah,
say
he's
I
right.
didn't say porn. I said
Oh, okay.
again, check out our Patreon if you're interested.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fantastic. So anyway, it's been long enough, buds. I think now is probably a good time for me to tell you what we are going to be talking about today. Firearms,
Bang bangs.
boomsticks,
Guns.
Um,
The thing that's been in the background of Isaac's video this entire time, for all the keen viewers.
yeah, if you were watching, yeah, you would see that. But freedom seed dispensers. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, with the shooting down of miscellaneous random unidentified flying objects that are balloons, they're shooting balloons
Yeah.
down. Anyway,
It's been
with all the
significantly
balloons,
more since
guns
last
have
week.
been in the talk, and last week we talked about that tungsten rod, which kind of got our nipples perky. So we figured this week we'd talk about different firearms.
Last week we were saying not to shoot at the weather balloons as they were passing over the air. Now we're not. Now we're still condoning that, but we're just talking about the things that you would use to do it. Hypothetically, we're not saying do it.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, don't.
But yes. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh. Shank's Canadian government has decided that he cannot be talking about this and he is cut out.
yeah.
It's okay. They're allowed in Canada. They said it's okay. But yeah. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about gun laws, both in, well, not just the laws, but not laws. We're just talking about guns in general. Our favorite guns in general, shit like that.
Yes.
So-
yes, indeed.
I think a good place to start while we're still waiting for Jake to get back would be Mr. Isaacson.
Hi.
Since you are an actual procurer and owner of guns at the current moment, how do you like guns? Oh, and now it is just me and Isaac. Hopefully he'll return soon. If he does, I will let you guys know. But Isaac, how is your current involvement with guns?
I enjoy them a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I like them, but responsible use only.
Of course.
Responsible use only. Ranges, or if people who got property.
Of course. Yeah. obviously the safest spots that you can go, and literally the only safe spots you can go. Hopefully, you don't have to
Well,
use it in a actual situation, but
I don't.
that's what the ranges are for, training for
Right.
that.
I don't know how it works in other states, but here in Ohio, if you got a lot of property behind you, if you got like, I forget how far it's supposed to be back, but if you got property that goes on for a while, then you
Right.
can shoot on your property, no problem. Like, they can call the cops, but if you're on your property, they can't do anything.
Right. That's good. That's good. And I'm not exactly sure what the full range is or what exactly it is in Michigan, but I do know that at least in areas up north, if you have like 500 feet of property behind what you're shooting, then you're allowed to go. So basically, an acre of
Well, I feel like
land.
I think it's like it's the same way in a way. Like here, if it's like I mean, if your property cuts off at a certain point, but if like there's acres behind you of no civilization, anybody, then I think it's still fine. As long
Right.
as you're just going off into it's going off into nothing and behind you.
Absolutely. And also just a quick heads up for the buds. Shank's computer did crash. He will be coming back in just a moment, so bear with us. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely a lot more prominent in like the more rural and the more northern parts of Michigan, especially because obviously if you're in the area I'm in right now and you're shooting off guns, cops
That's
are gonna
no
get called.
same.
And
It's a no go.
yeah, but you go fucking 30 minutes to an hour north, it's all farmland. You get anybody
Yeah.
out there, you're good.
See, the only property that wasn't a gun range that I shot at was someone's house, and they lived in Amish country of Ohio, and they have acres. I think I was told like 5 miles of
Oh god. Yeah.
of nothing behind them.
Yeah, at that point you can be shooting sniper rifles and stuff. And me and my friends were just shooting like pistols and
Even if
22s.
we didn't even shoot snipers. We were just so his backyard would just go like this, like it goes straight, then I would slope down, and then like concave pretty up quickly, and then straight. But we were like shooting downwards, so it still was going in the dirt.
Right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and that was my
Um
first time actually shooting too, which was a great day. But my arm, I couldn't go like this. Anything higher than this, I was in pain.
oh yeah. Now yeah, in terms of shooting like I would say like actual guns, because I shot like 22 long rifles before, but they were full size rifles, but
Like that over there. I got two of them.
yeah, basically like those. I was in Boy Scouts, so for merit badges or just for a fun activity, we would just go to a shooting range at the campsite and shoot off whatever the camp already had for us.
That's cool.
So it was cool. Again, I got a little bit of experience. I was actually pretty good at shooting at a young age, but I never advanced further or went further into it. I'm just like, all right, I'll just do the free events that I'm allowed to go to and call it at that. So it wasn't until I was like, let's say 12 or 13 when my dad finally took me out shooting again up north, grandpa or grandma and grandpa's property. Grandpa had quite a few guns. So went out, shot a 357 Magnum and a shotgun, which the shotgun fucking almost took me on my ass. 357 Magnum was hell of a kick.
Yeah.
And then quite a few years ago, I have to say I was like 20 or 21 or so. I went up north with a couple of buddies to my friend's second house or his parents' second house or some shit. Had a lot of property, so we just started shooting into an embankment, and yeah, got my first like real pistol, I guess you could say, because the 357 Magnum was just like a 1-2 shot, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. This is scary. But this was the first time I could just like fuck around with an actual pistol and get good with it. So yeah, 10 millimeter. It was a Beretta of some sort.
Those things shoot out fireballs 10 millimeters.
It was pretty loud, and there was quite a big flash at the end.
Oh yeah, I've shot in a 10 millimeter before.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'd say my experience is pretty minimal in terms of actually shooting.
I would say the same. I've only been to range twice and then property once.
Yeah.
Actually, range through 4 times actually. Thinking about it now.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, the first time was at the backyard, and we were getting ready. My friend was getting ready to shoot his gun, and he's like, "Wait a minute, you've never shot before," and he hands me his it was an AK-47.
Nice.
He's like, "You're gonna shoot the first bullet today." I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Hell yeah.
So that day, we went through 1,000 rounds of like 7.62 AKs. Um, so I shot that day. I shot an AK. I've shot 12 gauge. I've shot
Nice.
I shot 2 different shells from a 12 gauge. They're like, here. I shot the shotgun once. I'm like, damn, this shit hurts, man. And then they handed it to me again, and then tell me what they put in it. They put in slugs. They put 1-ounce slugs in it, and 1-ounce slugs kick like a son of a fucking bitch, dude. If you never shot before, and you don't choose a slug first, them bitches kick.
That's what I chose when we were shooting shotguns with my dad. It was 120 gauge stock, 1-ounce slug.
Dude, slugs kick.
Fuck. I never wanted to try a buckshot or birdshot after that because I'm like, it's gonna hurt way more than this. But yeah, the slug obviously hurts the worst because it's just the most pressure at once. But
Then it was a shot of Mosin, which it didn't feel too bad compared to the shotgun, and then a Glock, and then a 22 pistol that day. But over the time at the range, I've shot in a few things. I've shot in a 1911. I've shot in a one-shot 10 gauge shotgun. I've shot my personal gun that I had at the time, which was a 44 Magnum Desert Eagle. I miss it. As I said, the 10 mil. I've shot a 10 mil Glock before. A Scorpion, from Black Ops 2. I've shot one of
a
those.
Scorpion Evo.
Mm-hmm. I've
Nice.
shot in a Vector.
Full auto or semi?
Semi. You can't
Okay.
none of the ranges here have full autos that I know
Yeah.
of, at least. Standard M4. I forget what I shot another shotgun. I don't know what it's called. I just remember it was semi-auto. That's basically it. If I could think of.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I could think of that I have shot.
The show. And Frank's not back yet, but once he gets back, we'll obviously ask him similar question, what he's shot before and what his experience and such is. But right now, to keep the podcast moving, so yeah, gun ranges around here are kind of few and far between, but it's kind of interesting because most of them are like, it's either predominantly a gun store, like just right up front, it's like guns, ammo, range, inside, blah blah blah, or
gun ranges I went to were
which
most of them.
Yeah, I can think of like 3 or 4 around here that are pretty much like that. Or the rest of them are in sporting goods shops. So, again, it's either a big sporting good chain like Cabela's, which camping, sporting, it's kind of the same thing, or Dick's or Dunham's, one of those sporting franchises.
I don't think any of the Dick's around me has a shooting range in it. That's kind of...
They don't have shooting ranges. Not exactly. Not the big box stores, but the smaller sporting stores that are like, but they have like a special name to them. So there's
I can't think of the one.
Like here's
Point Blank is the one I went to, and that's a shooting. It's a gun store. You walk in, they got guns on the walls and in the cases, ammo in the middle, and then in the back, they got the range where you rent guns, rent a unit.
So we got one that's like Shoot USA, which big out front, it's a gun range, obvious.
Right.
We have one that's like Detroit Arms, big out front. There's a gun range inside. You know about it. We have this one called Bear Sporting Goods. Little ass, tiny fucking shop. Little brown shop and stuff like that. And you wouldn't know anything from the size of it. And the little signage outside really barely says anything. all it sells is guns and has a gun range inside of it. And you would never fucking know.
Basically, like the point blank place I've been to. I don't know if it's a gun store. Like when I walked in, it didn't really show. Like, I think it might be just a range only kind of deal. But you can buy ammo there for if you didn't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not 100% sure if it's a gun range or not. But yeah.
Yeah. And that it's interesting because in Michigan we also do have like a couple DNR designated ranges, which are literally free ranges that are owned by the state.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically just patches of the woods where it's like, all right, drive to this area, stand behind this wooden area, and just shoot out there.
See, we have one of those here, but it still costs money. It's not owned by the state.
See, I think it costs money to get into the place to actually do it, but
no,
I don't know.
here
A while ago I heard that one of my friends was trying to go to one of those, and there was actually like people there who was like, hey, if you want to use this range, it'll be $20. That's like, dude, we paid at the gate to get into the thing. And it's like, no, you got to pay $20 extra. So it's like, no, you guys are trying to fucking scam me. I'm just gonna leave.
There was so the one we went to, it was like that, but you paid for a spot. And how typical ranges. Oh wait, no, most ranges are like you got an hour. You got an hour or two, and you gotta go. Or you're gonna get charged extra. And I think that's how this place worked too. We went to. But the thing is, they're like, okay, we're gonna put you here, and it was like a little bank, so it was like a little slope, and then behind it was just dirt that went on for like a 100 feet or so, because it's only meant for small calibers, 9mm, 45,
Right.
whatnot, like just pistol calibers, and they did have rifle ranges, but they said that you can't go to rifle ranges for doing classes like gun classes. So that sucked that day, because that day I was supposed to shoot a Car 98. But...
Shit. Well, speaking of ranges, I saw a video the other day that is interesting. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. So there is a legitimate shooting range that it's a 300-meter rifle range, and this is in Brunzlau, Switzerland. You shoot over a road, a functioning, busy road with cars driving over it. You shoot, the projectile goes over it, and the target is on the other side of the road. Yeah.
Is it at least like...
So the way they have it set up is so
like,
that
you're up here and then the road.
Yeah, you're up there.
Okay.
Like, let's say
I was like, is it the same length as the fucking road?
Let's say the phone is where the building is. This is where the target is, and my nose is where the road is. So it's still a 300-meter distance meant for snipers and fucking high-level fucking sports shooters and everything. But you're still shooting directly over fucking cars. And it's interesting because how they have it set up is like just enough where by the time the car hears the gunshot, they're already past. Like, so they could be like, a little bit down the road, hear the gunshot and be like, what was that? That's like, the gun already fucking hit way back then by the time you heard it.
Well, yeah, it's like the whole sound thing. Like, you could see it first and then hear it later.
Right. So, yeah. Yeah, if you just type in on YouTube later, shooting range over road, it'll fucking pull up a Tom Scott video, that British guy in the red shirt who goes everywhere.
I need to check that out for sure. That's wild.
He even takes a shot and he hits the target, but he doesn't hit the target,
He hits it on the other side at least.
Yeah, he hits the paper, but he doesn't hit the actual target on the paper.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. That shit's fucking crazy. Um, any have you ever heard of any shooting ranges that were pretty crazy? Because I know there's a couple out in California that are interesting.
No, honestly, not here at least.
I wonder if there's any interesting.
I'm shocked California's got ranges in general, how strict they are with guns.
And by California, I meant the California desert, which spawns into Nevada. So
Okay, I was gonna
probably
say,
Nevada is what I'm thinking of more or less.
in California, this magazine right here would technically be illegal.
Oh yeah, because it's not the standard one.
No, this is the standard one. It's just they don't. I think it might be only rifles. I don't really know, but in California, you are not allowed to have a mag that goes over 10 rounds. Yeah.
Oh, that makes. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Fucking, that's dumb. Let's
Yeah,
see.
no.
Wait, Shooter's World. Indoor shoot. Okay, no, these are where they're located and such. Okay. I thought I found a website that installs shooting ranges for people. It's about to be like, what? That's crazy. Oh, here it is. Home range. Building your indoor shooting range.
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck. All right.
I know. There's a crazy range, I think, in Texas that allows you to shoot fucking tanks.
Really?
You ever heard of Demolition Ranch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he goes there sometimes in his videos.
Oh. Fuck yeah. I know there's also the world's most armed man, which I think he lives in Texas. Which
Texas is the gun place.
It definitely is. Have you ever seen any videos on this dude?
No, I don't think so.
Old white army veteran.
Oh, is
Obviously.
he the guy? Oh shit, is he the guy who he does YouTube videos too, doesn't he?
He might. I'm not entirely sure, but he has like 3 fucking like the domed over sheds, like the very long ones.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
But he has got 3 of those connected to each other, and all of them are just filled. Tanks, swords, guns, military uniforms, flags, everything.
He said he's just gonna turn it all into a museum.
I think it is a museum right now, but you got to call in advance because otherwise he shoots you if you go on his property.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah, they think it's like a museum of some sort.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I typed in crazy indoor shooting range on fucking Google, and it's just showing me how to build my own.
How to shoot your 9mm pistol indoors.
I actually saw the demolition range video about that.
Oh my God.
It was during COVID, and he's like, well, the wife's out of town, and I'm bored, and I can't go to any shooting ranges, so let's try to shoot a gun inside the house. And he set up this box with fucking armor plates inside, shoots it, and it fucking shoots debris and dust and gunpowder everywhere.
Oh man, I don't know if I've seen that one. I remember the one he made when he first bought that house. That big mansion he bought on the top of the mountain or the hill.
Yeah,
I remember when he first bought that, he shot his fucking Barrett 50 cal inside of it.
Okay, I didn't see that. So I must have seen the one before that when he was still in like the ranch style house.
Yeah, this is when they haven't started working on it yet. Like the house was still barely constructionized and whatnot. It's still, you can still see through the house with the walls. And he decided to shoot his 50 cal in the house.
Well, shit. Fucking, yeah, I'm sure the gunpowder alone from that was probably enough, but what else happened? Did the sound wave fucking make anything happen?
Shit, I don't know.
probably sounded a bit louder since it was all indoors.
Oh, I'm sure if they had any fucking actual windows up or anything that they really cared about, then I guarantee fucking those probably would have gotten blown out or some shit. I mean,
Yeah.
shooting one of those fuckers indoors. I don't know. That sounds crazy.
I mean, it isn't. Never mind. I was gonna say the biggest. It's the biggest caliber, but there's bigger
Right.
for at least shooting from your fucking hip. Or that's what they call it, basically. But shooting it normally from your hands. I think the highest might be 700 night shell, and it's like this fucking long and something like that. And it's like $100 a shot.
Jesus fucking Christ.
They're used for hunting elephants.
Oh, I mean, I don't have. So, remember how I was saying me and my friends went and shot out a bunch of guns?
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the guns that this dude had, this dude being my friend's stepfather at the time, or mom's boyfriend, some shit. Anyway, this dude had a gun, and essentially it was meant for shooting fucking huge game, including having a attachment that shot fucking elephants. So it shot fucking really. What's a step under 50 BMG, basically? It's what these things were shooting. Like 45s?
No,
mean,
not 45.
I
45 is
know.
pistol caliber. Under 50 BMG would probably be.
Because I have no idea how they fucking size
I don't know.
ammo and stuff like that. But
I don't know. There's a bunch of big sizes. Do you know? Do you know the rifle?
no, but I got the video of it. Not me shooting it, it's my friend shooting it with his dad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dude. Oh, hold up. Oh,
Oh, that was loud. That's a loud caliber or a shot.
yeah.
That would knock the wind off of somebody. God damn.
All of us are just laughing because we don't know what else to do. Like,
Oh, I can't fucking can't think.
yeah,
That was.
I can't
probably-
even think of what it was.
That would have broken me, my skinny self.
Oh, we were surprised as hell because my friend who fucking went and shot is like out of everybody who was there, he was one of, if not the skinniest. Like it was either between him, me, or my other friend. But we were not.
Probably would have fucked me up somehow, some way.
Oh yeah, we had a bigger guy who wanted to, and as soon as Ryan shot that, he's like, no, we're good, we're good. And then afterwards, the dude's like, yeah, these are like $50 a shot at right now.
It might be one of the Nitro Expresses. Because you got 7.6 500. And then for something Gasol. I can't think of it, but those are like all the big calibers.
Dig it. Well, Buns,
Yeah.
if you know at home, you know, what's the ammo size right behind it, and if you want to find it out or whatever, anything, let us know in comments down below, wherever applicable. That would be fantastic.
Yes, yes.
Alright. So, still waiting on Shank. It's taking a little bit of a hot minute.
So we just pause.
Hey, bud, sorry about the technical difficulties there. Yeah, so someone shot my router. It happens. We were
Point
talking
blank.
about the Canadian. I think the Canadian government wasn't keen on me talking about firearms, so they decided to send that sniper who has the world record longest sniper shot the next town over, so he could shoot my router from there.
It's hilarious. For as strict as they are on gun control, they really use guns to solve quite a few problems.
True, you'd be surprised. Itchy
We're
back?
liberal. We're progressive. What'd you say?
Itchy back? 30-06. Best way to fix it.
What'd you say? Oh yeah.
Isaac, we're not supposed to be showing how to handle a firearm.
Oh shit, my bad.
How to properly use a firearm.
Yeah, so I am
Oh.
sorry about that, buds, but I'm sure that Curtis and Isaac kept you great company while I was away.
We planned on it. We tried as best we could.
Mm.
But obviously, it is a new day. Isaac, I see you had to make some trades.
Yeah. Got a
Good
dog.
trade. Good
Yeah.
trade.
No,
Come for
just
dog.
always had the dog.
Yeah,
For the
it's
dog.
true.
Well, you got the
Just-
Pepsi out of it.
Sure, you did get that
Yeah,
Pepsi.
I got a 6-pack for it.
Tall boy bottles. That's the way to
Good
go.
deal. Good deal.
Peak.
Fucking good deal.
Yep.
So yeah,
100%.
so since Shank missed basically the first part of the episode, which
I did.
2 days for us, and literally a couple seconds for you buds, but
Amazing.
basically Shank, we were talking about I guess the first thing would be our first experiences with firearms, you know. So when was like first time you shot, first time you were around firearms type of shit?
Well, I've been around them since I was like a wee little kid. My grandparents and my uncles and everybody else in my family, like, and family friends and everybody else, like, everybody owns a rifle, shotgun, that kind of thing. Like, it's just
Yeah.
they're everywhere. So I've been around them my whole life. The first time I fired one, I think I was about 15. I want to say 14 or 15. And it was a shotgun that was much too powerful for a 14 or 15-year-old me. I was about like ass high to a grasshopper. I may be tall now. I'm like 6 foot now, but when I was growing up, I didn't hit 6 foot until I was in grade like 10 in high school, and before that I was like 4 foot nothing. So I was little, I was small, I was skinny, and I fucking it was it was only a 12 gauge. Like, I mean, it's not nothing's crazy, but I was again about the size of the gun. And
Now, buckshot, birdshot, or fucking
birdshot, birdshot. Yeah,
okay.
they weren't like, hey, take a slug, you know, have fun, little buddy, with this fucking, you know, like
That
We
was
so
can't
me.
relate.
yeah, but I did birdshot at first, and I was like, all right, that's not so bad, and I tried buckshot as well, and that wasn't so bad, and then I didn't fire guns, and that was a what was that? I think it was Remington. Like, it was a Remington 12 gauge, I think.
Most
It
likely.
was it was
Probably.
my uncle's gun. And it was a fantastic looking gun. I remember it still had this like nice red, like deep red natural finish to it and everything else, and it was fantastic firearm. But the next time I fired guns, I remember I was 16, and I remember that. And me and a couple of friends went with his dad and uncle to go to like an outdoor firing range. And that day I fired there was a 9 millimeter I think Beretta handgun, which was rare because you don't really like in Canada handguns are not common. Like
Right.
handguns are not. You need to have very special permits and shit like that for. I'll talk more in detail about it after, but like handguns are special. So there's not a lot of them in Canada. So that was a hell of a lot of fun to fire that, and I fired a 30-06, which destroyed my fucking shoulder. And I should have fired that last, but I didn't. Because after that, there were a few different SKS variants that my buddy had brought with him that were like just different types of SKSs. Like, they were just different mod kits and shit on it and everything else. And I couldn't tell you a damn thing about them because it was literally almost 10 years ago, or 20 years ago almost. And fucking, like, like I don't know nearly enough about firearms to be like, yeah, one of them had a modified semi-automatic binary trigger with
It was a gun,
it
basically.
was, like, they were all guns, and some of them were easier to fire than others, and some of them jammed less than others. But there was a couple different shotguns that day as well. We fired like miscellaneous different types of shotguns, like just pump action shotguns, break barrels. One dude brought a triple barrel shotgun, and that was a hell of a lot of fun, but I was disappointed I couldn't fire all 3 barrels at the same time. I got a little upset about that. Actually, years later, I considered buying one because there was one in the store near my house. And I was really thinking about it because it was sitting there and it was extremely expensive, but by God, it looked fucking cool. It was just like two barrels, like two side by side, like a regular double, with one on the top. So it was like a fucking triangle, like, and it was like,
Triangle of circular death.
it looked amazing. It looked so good. And honestly, like I was like, man, I want that gun, but I didn't end up buying it. But the day that I was there was one there, and like I loved it. It fired just like the other shotguns, but I was disappointed that it didn't let me fire all three barrels at the same time. I was like, can I do like, boom, and like fucking fire three full fucking 12 gauge, like
It
fucking
does it just
like
not allow that, or
yeah, no, it's not built for it. You have to like basically toggle it has a toggle for the barrels. So like it's like
Gotcha.
barrel 1, barrel 2, barrel 3 and you like
Mm.
switch it over for the barrels.
right?
See,
And like
most
so
most double barrel shotguns from I don't know if
yeah,
they do it anymore,
they have a
but
side by side toggle, yeah.
they got actually now they just got 2 triggers,
Oh yeah, they have the front and back triggers, yeah.
so
Well,
you
there's
can.
there's the old variants, which is the 2 triggers. They have the
Matt,
front and the back trigger. Which
imagine
you can
back trigger,
hypothetically put, yeah, you can put your
back
fingers in
trigger,
both of them, and pull them.
right?
Yeah, you
But
could.
imagine with a 3-barrel shotgun, back trigger, front trigger, and then something on your thumb where it's like a pull ring. So it's
Oh, a
just like,
dude, they actually have thumb triggers for guns now. I've seen on some fucking YouTube videos they have like thumb triggers for firearms because like they say that they're more accurate because you don't have to like apply any backwards pressure to the gun and stuff like that. Like
right.
most actual good shooters don't notice much of a difference really. But like I mean, I think it is pretty cool that you can just be like boom 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 boom, you know? Like
Imagine women with pepper spray. Get out of my face!
I know, right? Fucking jeez, they'd be experts already. Like fucking talk about a new class of marksmen.
I'm right.
Like markswoman, you know that'd be amazing.
Marks person.
Marks person, yeah, new breed of marks person.
You know what? Let's just call them
Uh,
Marxists.
Yeah, marxist. I like that. Nailed it. But yeah, so like those were some of my first experiences firing firearms, and over the years I've had like a few like different experiences with rifles, just variants of I think the oldest gun I've ever shot was oh fuck like it was an old Lee Enfield style that my grandfather owned and it was like from like just after World War II. I think it was like fucking but man, it was fucking dope. It was dope. Like it was incredible. Like and it worked. It still functioned properly. I didn't have the I didn't have the like luck of loading it or anything like that. I just had to,
Yeah.
you know, chamber around, fire it, and it was
Somebody
like,
else took care of most of it for you.
yeah, somebody else took care of all the actual maintenance and everything because I don't think I'd want to own an ancient ass gun like that because of the maintenance that comes with it. But there it was cool, man. It was cool.
No, that's cool. But again, sounds like you've had a good variety of firearms to get experience with and
Yeah,
have
nothing
fun
like
and
an
shit.
American teenager, but you know I had a pretty good life.
Well, I mean, shit. I mean, in comparison to me, fucking, you've had a lot more firearm experience, which is pretty funny considering most of the time people think in terms of Canada and America, you know, Canada has relatively strict and fucking very harsh gun laws, where America is like you go to a convenience store and you get it with a bag of chips.
Yeah, yeah,
When
and,
in reality,
yeah.
you know, Michigan isn't, or not Michigan, but just America in general isn't all that great. There are definitely some states where it's a lot more lenient than others
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of how you can get a hold of them and which you can get a hold of.
California.
But
Yeah.
what's that?
California is one of them.
I mean, in terms of full restriction, but I mean, there's also states like Texas where there's almost no restriction.
Yeah.
Ohio,
Yeah.
I can shoot someone on my property if I feel threatened.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
well, yeah,
if
but
it's
where
in
do
their
you
back
get
though.
them? But where do
Yeah,
you
not
get
if
the
it's in
gun
your back.
from?
Yeah. Yeah. Buying
Meanwhile,
it from the store is
when I was
important.
when I was driving through Kentucky, we went to a flea market. And we're like, it just set out in the front, you know, flea market. So we're like, okay, cool. A bunch of people, they
Dope.
open stands
I
and
bought
just
my
sell a bunch of stuff.
I bought my gun from a
Literally,
flea market.
literally fucking
No,
every other
Ohio's actually
stand.
kind of the same. Like you can do person to person sales of firearms without background checks or anything.
In Ohio, you don't have to. So if you are a felon, you can't go to a gun store and buy a gun, but you can go to a gun show and you can do private sales as long as you do a bill of sale.
Yep.
And here's the thing: we have gun shows in Michigan too, but they happen all the time. And Kentucky, they have gun shows too. The thing was, the gun show was happening outside. Inside was just the flea market. Normally, 50% of the stores were fucking guns, and these were half semi.
See-
Some of them were even marketing them as having
Where-
full auto variants.
Where I got mine,
I
I
don't
got
know the
mine-
legality of this.
I
There
got
was
mine
bump
from the
stocks. There
flea
was
market.
silencers. There was fucking tactical vests.
But I got mine from a flea market, and she did a background check,
Yeah.
so she
Well, and
didn't
that's
do
the
a
thing
bill of
too. Is
sale. She was
like
like a legit firearms
in
seller.
Canada, when you're buying a firearm, like if I was to buy one right now, for example, if I wanted one, I could actually go to some places like Canadian Tire, or Walmart. Both of which have a firearm section. Now Walmart obviously around here has a much smaller selection, but the Canadian Tire has a good selection of rifles.
All Walmarts
Uh,
have small selections of guns.
That's true. That's true. But we have, like there's different types of rifles, different variants. You've got like everything from a 22 to a fucking like 5.56, fucking like in 30-06 and shit like that for and you got like different many actually. I didn't realize it was legal in Canada, but apparently you're allowed to have super shorty shotguns in Canada.
Not
They
here.
were they were selling they had one in Canadian Tire on display, and it was a fucking sawed off, fucking no buttstock, pump action, fucking super shorty.
Yeah, we're not allowed those.
Yeah, and I was like, holy fuck, that's cool. It looked like it had like a four round cylinder or whatever, and fucking so you could fit like 5 rounds total. And fucking yeah, it was dope, dude. I was like, man, this thing's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like it was fucking wild. But yeah, but if I wanted to buy one, I'd have to go in and like basically you like apply for the gun. You put in an application for the gun.
It's probably not
Typically you have to apply for a firearm permit. When you apply for a permit, basically you're just registering who you are and that you understand that firearms are dangerous.
It's
Like,
probably
yeah.
considered a pistol. That's why.
No, maybe, yeah. Well, no, because no, it's not
if
even.
the barrel
it's-
if the barrel is short enough,
Yeah.
here it's considered a pistol.
Well, it's not even considered a pistol because in Canada, they don't even sell pistols in stores. If you want to buy a pistol, you need to go to like specialty buyers and shit like that, and you need to get like a very special permit from the government. You have to already have a firearms license.
Like some
And then
machine
you need
guns
to
are
apply for,
technically like considered as pistols if
Yeah,
you wanted to buy
we can
one.
only have semi-auto in Canada.
Yeah,
We're
same.
not allowed. Yeah, nowhere.
You can have
nowhere
full
in Canada
You
use
can
full
have
auto.
full auto, but you have to you gotta work your way up.
I think the only place they're allowed to have full auto in Canada is up in the Northern Territories, and the only reason why is because they know that it would be literally unenforceable
Actually,
to not.
Uh, if a
Like,
gun
They're like there are
is
polar bears there, guys.
if a gun is considered grandfathered in,
Yeah,
then you personally here in America can own it as a full auto.
same as Canada actually. There are like because I remember that my grandfather had several firearms that would be considered illegal for purchase, like you wouldn't be able to buy them anywhere. But it's because he had them since the 1950s. Like he owned them since like back in the 50s. So like he fucking like he was like they're like yeah you can keep those guns like you've had them since the 50s and you haven't killed anybody yet so just don't start
Yeah,
now.
so as long as they're just grandfathered in, you can get a full auto. Like I know someone
Yeah.
with like 2 Tommy
But,
guns that are full auto.
But yeah, in Canada they do a full background check. They make sure that you like essentially pass a safety test, almost like a written driving test, to be like, what do you do when it comes to like should the barrel of your gun ever point at anybody? Yes or no? Like kind
Fire.
of questions. And like it's like not unless you intend to kill them.
Not here.
Fire.
And so essentially, yeah, you just pass that, then they process that, and it goes through the proper channels of getting registered with the government and shit, and then it comes back, and they say, yeah, cool, you can come pick up your gun, then you go back, like, 2-3 days later.
Oh, see that here? It's the same day.
And pick up your gun, and fucking, yeah, go home with it.
Here, it's the same day. They literally do a background check. They come back in like 10 minutes. They're like, okay, you can have the gun.
Yep. Yep, no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, but like that's the thing is it's safe. Like it's like that like there's very low gun violence. It happens. Like I've been in places like I've lived in Halifax when there was gun violence up there when people shot each other and that kind of thing, but it's like it's mostly to do with like our culture. Like up in Canada, if two people have a problem with each other at all, they're more likely just to fucking come like either just politely ignore each other, which is what Canadians are great at. Like politely ignoring people is something we practice since birth.
Why are you
But-
talking about my mommy?
But if that's the case, they're more likely just to literally come to fists and just beat the shit out of each other and punch each other and beat each other up, like, in general,
What are you
than to
talking
shoot
about?
each other. It's just not our first go-to, you know? It's kind of like some people open a can of SpaghettiOs with a knife, right? Some people can, they grab a knife and they fucking open a can opener. They don't need a can opener and shit, right? But if you've got a can opener on the counter and a knife on the counter and you don't grab the can opener, it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And that's how Canadians feel about guns. Like, if we've got a gun or our fists on the table and we could grab either one and solve the situation, we'll go for the fists every time. Not every time, because obviously there is still gun violence in Canada, but it's just kind of the way that, like, our culture is. We're more.
So you're telling me if somebody breaks into my house, I need to bash them over the head with a can opener?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Man, picture this, dude. Picture this, dude.
I already pictured it. SpaghettiOs are everywhere. The dude head is cranked. I'm sitting there cranking it like the dude from Scary Movie 2.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine the news story though. It's like Michigan man defends home with firearm. Everybody
I see that every day.
I've seen that so many times. Michigan man defends his home with can opener. Dog, I'm reading the story.
I instantly get a statue in Detroit. They got one for RoboCop. I could definitely get one.
That's what I'm saying. You would be right. Oh my god, yours would be on top of RoboCop's using the can opener on his head.
How about I do that? I do it with the can opener, and they put my statue right next to the Chef Boyardee statue here.
Fucking, oh my god.
The can opener, you can just be can opening his asshole. Just peeling away his sheets so you can eat that ass. Eat them booty SpaghettiOs. Oh, right, guns. Okay, so.
SpaghettiOs. But anyway, yeah, so you have to go through an application process and register the gun and stuff like that. But I mean, honestly, that just makes sense to me. It's like you're getting an implement of literally, like, it's made to injure or kill things or shoot paper.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I mean, if I purchased one, it would be to shoot targets because that would be fun as fuck. Just going out with the boys and popping off a few rounds at some targets, that'd be dope.
Absolutely.
But like, if you're into it, hunting, power to you, go nuts. If you're buying it for home defense, don't be a pussy. Get a fucking knife. Grab a machete. Why you being a bitch? Get a gun. Get a sword. Curtis owns swords.
I own fucking katanas.
Curtis owns a fucking sword. Someone breaks into Curtis's house, he's gonna be stabbing them in the asshole with that thing. Not that.
This was just what I had near me.
That's home defense. Now, Isaac, if you want that to be for home defense, man, get yourself some flechette rounds.
Make that thing shoot cans.
But hey,
there
man,
we go.
I don't know. Honestly,
turn it sideways. I can't see what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah.
There we go.
See, there you go. Cavalry saber. Exactly.
The other guns are for show. Cavalry saber.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you don't need to load a knife.
You don't.
but all well said though. Like, if you have firearms for home defense or anything else or whatever, just fucking power to you. I think you owning firearms is a great idea and a great thing, but just like, I don't know, stop shooting other people.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Like we said, that's all part of criminals getting a hold of guns or people who are unstable.
Exactly.
And that's why gun ownership needs to be for responsible
good people who own guns typically don't.
But that's why it's nice that they limit bugging guns to just being sold in stores and sporting goods stores and department stores and some gas stations
and
flea markets and gun shows.
And website marketplaces.
And yard sales and garage sales. And just buying them online.
And trunks.
And Craigslist.
And door to door.
Buying them online works the same way as buying
storage
them in a store.
Yeah, storage wars.
And pawn shops.
Oh my fuck. Straight up.
And the guy down the street in the white van.
And as a prize at Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah. And when you open a bank account.
40,000 tickets. You get yourself a 9 mil.
American Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah,
they already have beer on tap, so.
So does Dave & Buster's got them too.
Dave & Buster's only sells Berettas, and they are way overpriced.
Chuck E. Cheese has
tickets are way overpriced.
Chuck E. Cheese has 9 mils, while Dave & Buster's got 45s.
Y'all ever try that stupid?
Oh yeah, Dave & Buster's has the fucking
Dude, I used to
Colt 1911s that have the fucking wood grain handles, and they're all silver and platinums and stuff. Meanwhile, Chuck E. Cheese's just has the basic off the block black Glocks.
I used to know how to win the
I
spinny
want a
one
gun.
where
I want a
the
gun
light.
that's so shiny I can see myself in it.
I used to have one.
Shank, do not be pointing guns at your face so you can see your reflection. Can I see myself in it?
I wonder if they got the inside. Finger on the trigger. And
Isaac?
everything. No, Isaac. It's matte finish.
It's matte and spirally.
Yeah, you're not.
We've all seen James Bond. We talked about it last week.
Not the barrel.
The barrel's
It
all
is-
spirally, and then it gets all full of blood.
Yeah,
Everyone
And then
knows
you
the
hear-
barrel
and then
fills
you
up
hear-
with blood.
and then you hear ba-na, ba-na, and then Aerosmith comes in with a fucking epic ass theme song.
But then it's too quiet, so they have to put a silencer on it.
Pressure.
Isaac, I couldn't hear you. You were very suppressed.
How to trigger firearm stands.
He's triggered.
He had a trigger firearm stands. Oh. Man, you know what? I love when James Bond puts a silencer on his gun.
Shank, stop. You're giving him too much ammo.
Oh. Oh. Oh, shoot.
AK-21. So, anyway.
That's
we're
the
So, speaking of, firearms, we're talking about them considerably, so might as well talk about some of our favorite ones.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Through video games and media and such like that.
In
Fucking
real life.
multiple
whatever.
firearms have come, gone, shown their fancy. So what are your guys' favorites? What would be a very fancy gun? Let's say you had to defend your home from a zombie invasion and you happen to oh no, I can't say that on YouTube. Can't say that on Spotify. So you happen to go through no, can't say that one.
You find a
You're just-
miscellaneous firearm somewhere.
You find a miscellaneous firearm somewhere, and you need to defend against zombies from inside of a. No, can't say that. You just need to defend against zombies. What gun are you hoping you find?
Easy. My answer is easy to this. Piece
What
of
is
cake. All right.
A piece of cake?
Nope.
I don't think
nope.
that's very.
So now, luckily, the same people who made the washing machines in the school, the building that we're in,
General Electric, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I was
General
just
Electric.
watching this fucking video the other
Yeah.
day. Go ahead.
the same people that made the washing machine also made my personal choice for the defending of any building that you happen to be in, to save the wait, you can't say to save the people that are smaller than adult people.
What? You can't say that. Check. What the fuck?
Yeah. So,
What kind of Patreon?
somehow that got more offensive. But anyway.
What gun?
I'm talking about the GAU 8A Avenger autocannon.
Is that the one that's on a fucking plane?
No, it's the one that a plane is on.
Oh my god.
So they developed this gun, and they were like, "Man, this gun's dope."
But it
Like,
definitely
they're
can't wash clothes.
like,
What are
they're
we
like,
gonna do with
They're
it?
like, we put it on a tank, and it's real good on this tank. We're like on the tank, and we fire it, and it like sends us backwards unless we're driving forward. So I mean, that's fucking dope. Like, this is a good gun.
Power
but-
to it.
It's not very mobile on a tank, which kind of is taken away from the rad factor. And so they went to some engineer dudes and they were like, "Bros, you got to do us something here. Here's a giant gun. Can you put it on a plane?" And the engineers were like, "Fuck you. No." Like, dude, no. Look at that fucking thing. We can't put that on a plane. And then the other engineer was like, "But bro, what if we put a plane on the gun?" So they built a plane around the gun specifically. Like, basically put a shell around the gun and then built a plane out of that. And the A-10 Warthog was fucking, like, the A-10 Thunderbolt or the A-10 Warthog was born. And this gun,
It's one of those things where what came first, the chicken or the egg? This is one of those instances where the gun came first and then they
Yeah,
built the plane.
yeah.
What
The
came
gun came
first, the
first.
washing machine or the gun?
the washing machine,
Technically,
I
the washing machine. Now,
think.
the
I
General
think-
Electric washing machine or the General Electric gun?
I don't know. Good question. Good question. Buds, if you know, comment down below and let us know. Because that'd be
Damn
cool.
right. I'm not Googling it.
Yeah, I don't feel like
I have
Googling
enough
that right
tabs
now.
open.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. But basically it's
Three of them
it's
are
a
incognito.
yeah, it's but it's a 30 millimeter hydraulically driven 7-barrel Gatling style auto cannon.
I think he meant realistic.
Well, no, it is because you could mount it. If you mount it on top of the building that you're defending, and you can have it on like a rotating turret, like you could literally use that to defend the ever loving shit out of any position.
In all
Like,
fairness,
granted,
I said gun or
like
firearm, and that definitely would set somebody's arms on fire,
exactly. If once
whether
you
you
can
were
find
holding
them,
it or not.
yeah, once you can find them. But basically, the cool thing about this firearm is that it fires bullets so fast that they don't actually. It's not actually like the mass of the projectile that does most of the damage. It's the fact that they melt while they're flying through the air because they're going so quickly that air resistance, like air friction, causes the bullets to melt into molten metal. So when they hit whatever target they're going for, they literally just like if they hit a tank, they melt through the armor of the tank and then spray molten metal on the inside of the tank. Like they just shoot out shards of like molten fucking metal on the inside of whatever. So they like go into the metal.
Imagine it still
and just,
being
like,
yeah. So
yeah,
imagine it thermiting through a tank, getting in there, and then spritzing in. Imagining it cooling down once it gets in the tank, but it's still fast enough to be moving to the point where
and
there's
just
just a
fucking bouncing,
million
just bouncing
little
around,
fucking
and
metal
that's what I
projectile
mean. Like
shards.
literally, this gun is designed to fire like it fires so fast it almost sounds like one continuous noise. Like anybody who's heard the A10 knows the like
Oh, no.
like and fucking like those bullets are moving so quickly that when they fire the gun, they need to throttle up the aircraft to give more power to the engines because otherwise it could stall out the plane. Like they actually have to dive down to gain speed. Then
So
they
that
need
way
to accelerate when they fire so that the power from the gun doesn't blow them backwards
therefore
and like make
stalling
them
out their
stall and
engine.
yeah, make them just fall out of the fucking sky. So they need to accelerate into the firing so that they don't crash.
See, an even better method, in my opinion, having no aerospace knowledge whatsoever and having zero pilot experience, I would just say shut the plane off, hover like 90 degrees above them, shoot downwards, and just hover across, then turn the plane back on and fucking dive away.
That'd be dope as fuck. Use it to keep the
Deja
plane
vu!
in the air.
Just basically Tokyo drift, turn the car
Like
off, and
anime
use
style.
bullets to keep
Fucking
yourself
anime.
up.
Dude, that'd be anime
Deja
as
vu!
fuck.
I've been in this place before. I'm in the street.
I vote for that method. I vote for that method. And again, I'm coming from a place of absolutely no aerospace engineering or anything like that. I think that sounds like a perfect.
There's only one way to know if this works. Isaac, get on Battlefield 1 and let me know.
Yep. I'll join you, dude.
Not 1, Battlefield, fuck it. Battlefield 5. Get on Battlefield
Yes.
5 and let me know how it goes.
Not even Battlefield 5. That was World War II.
Yeah,
Which one was
Battlefield.
just, what was
4?
the modern? What's the modern Battlefield?
4.
Okay, so play Battlefield Hardline and let us know how it goes.
Oh my god, dude, let's all get Battlefield Hardline. If you guys get Battlefield Hardline, I love Battlefield Hardline. I will play the fuck out of that game. No lie. If they had just called that game Hardline and released it without the Battlefield title on the front, everybody would have loved that game. Everybody would have
Probably.
loved it. If they didn't call it Battlefield Hardline, people would have been love boner for that game. But because they called it Battlefield, people have a hate boner for it. But it's one of the best games of all time. Like,
Jesus Christ.
So Isaac, what's your favorite firearm?
yeah, Isaac, what do you like, man? I got the Avenger.
I got a few.
But me, I personally used to own one of my favorite ones, which was a Desert Eagle,
Mm-hmm.
which was one of my favorite pistol.
No.
Actually, my favorite pistol.
Now, was that the 50 AE or the 45? Just for the buds to know. We know. Yeah, yeah.
45s are way too small. 44.
The
44.
50 would have been best. 50
The Deagle comes in 3 calibers: 357, 44, and 50 AE.
Yeah.
But I had the 44. But mine was the original, like the original Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Before they came out with the 50.
Oh,
yeah.
the OG.
Yeah. But also, I personally think my favorite Vector, Chris Vector. Love to have one
The
of
way
those.
the internals on that gun are fucking incredible, man. I
Not
watched a
only is
video
the
about
gun,
how the internals work on that and how like basically it like compensates for the recoil as it fires.
Yeah,
there's
because
like a counterweight in the bottom of it that's just
yeah,
like
it basically like compensates for the recoil and just pulls it down so like that you're
it so where the mag between the mag and the trigger, so it goes like the shoot when you shoot it, it goes back and then downward.
yeah. Yeah, so it like fucking like so it redirects the recoil and fucking like basically makes it so that you can just fire it like a laser beam.
yeah.
Shot
Not
one
only
or-
is it a
oh,
fantastic gun, it's also an amazing engineering piece of Marvel or
Mm.
Marvel.
Shot one, love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
And then also I would if I couldn't get a Vector, I would like to have a Scorpion Evo.
Nice.
Shot one of those too. Love it.
9 does it only come in a 9mm or
I don't know. The one I've shot was a 9mm.
all right.
Yeah.
That came in
I'd love to have
45s,
one of
that would be cool.
those. What else would I fucking like? I like a lot. A 5.7. FN 5.7.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's too small. Come on.
Actually, it's got a lot of penetration power.
Man, I want to get a 22 varmint rifle. I just want to get one of those old school fucking 22 varmint rifles just to go and like not even like and literally I would use it just to like plink cans off of shit. I'd fucking put tin cans up on a mound and I'd fucking just tink 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 tink.
That does absolutely nothing in a zombie apocalypse. Shub, what are you doing?
But well, that's it's actually fun fact. Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Guide says 22 calibers can be effective, but you need to aim for soft tissue in the head. So like aim for like the eye or aim for like the mouth or something like that, and it can be effective because
How would he know?
It'll penetrate and bounce around. Well, Max Brooks is like the de facto zombie expert.
Yeah.
Zombies aren't real though.
Well, yeah, no, of course not.
So how can you be an expert in something that isn't real?
Ask a pastor.
The only thing they expert in is touching children.
Thank you. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks. It's been.
Shank, no, you already left once this episode.
He said,
"Look, you can't resurrect anymore."
I did the 1980s camera fade out too.
he said, wait, he
To
said,
be continued.
he said a pastor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the only expertise they got is touching minors.
Oh.
Not wrong.
Oh, man.
So
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, it's
Oh my
a
God.
good selection of guns.
No, damn good, Isaac. Damn good, Isaac. I'd say those are some good firearms.
Amazing firearms.
Curtis, your turn, my friend. What are
Okay.
your favorite fictional or real firearms?
So wait, we have fictional as an option?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's...
Okay, so the sword launcher from Borderlands. It's a gun that shoots swords because swords are way better than bullets.
We might as well just end the episode. That's
We're done.
it. That's
I wish I knew fictional too. I would have chose the chainsaw gun from fucking Gears of War.
Oh,
Or
dude, I
Halo.
watched a video that had, like I
No,
watched
we're going real guns.
and that gun sounds like fucking that gun just sounds like a really bad idea.
Oh, a terrible
Like,
fucking
the
genius
chainsaw gun?
idea.
It just sounds like a really bad idea. Like, dude broke down like basically how like ridiculously and absurdly fucking dangerous it would be to even remotely handle that firearm. Like, and he's like,
I'd love it.
he's like, yeah. So you reach for your grip, but your hand goes a little bit far forward. Yep, no more fingies on that hand.
You forgot to mention one thing. When did I ask?
Yeah, you're like, I don't even care. Cut my fingers off.
I'm sorry, who? Who? Cares? Thank you.
Who asked?
So
But
no.
yeah, no, yeah.
In
Well,
real
fictional
life.
guns, then the gun that screams in Borderlands 3.
Okay, that's a good option.
The one
But
that's like, ah!
No fictional guns. We're talking real guns.
Yeah.
So I
Right,
want
yeah.
the Thunder 50. This is the pistol that shoots a single 50 BMG.
How long? Okay, first of all, how long is the barrel? Because if it's not like
Hold
at
on.
least like if it's not at least like 18 to 20 inch long barrel, then you are wasting so much fucking energy. Like you're literally just shooting a piece of lead at like half velocity and a bunch of unburnt gunpowder.
All right,
like,
hold on a second.
like
Me.
I saw dudes shoot like shoot 50 cals using like fucking like uh like a spring trap target type thing. Like it's a spring trap, like booby trap for shotgun shells. It's supposed to be like a noise alerter system, and they like used it to fire 50 cals, and they literally the bullets practically just fell out. It was like thump,
All right.
like it just fucking fell out of the copper and onto the ground.
Yeah, go to
Props.
Discord. And for the buttons on screen, that is the Thunder 50. It basically looks like a laser gun from fucking Star Wars. And you load a single 50 BMG in the back, lock that bitch in place with a vault door, and fire that bitch and hope for
Oh
God.
dear lord!
I'm pretty sure that's the gun that blew up and almost killed Donut. Or that
No,
one fucking gun.
no,
gun guy.
he was using a fucking it was a Serbo, a Serbo Arms 50 cal. That it was actually a guy he knows who makes the guns.
Kentucky Ballistic.
Yeah, and it was
So yeah,
But
this is
that gun
pretty
is
much.
dope.
This is very similar to the gun that almost killed him.
Honestly, I want one specifically because it looks like a fucking like space gun.
I want it because it looks like a space gun, and also, hey, freeze! What are you gonna do with that tiny little?
Boom! Fucking noisy
Absolutely
cricket his ass.
eviscerate somebody's
And
torso.
honestly, based on the fact that it kind of looks like they have the round bullpup, like it almost looks like.
Oh yeah, it's loaded in from the back with like a bolt style chamber that
it does
you
look like
open
it
up.
has like maybe what a 12-inch barrel on it, like an 11 or 12-inch barrel on it.
I would say probably the tip of the bullet is probably like starts at the end of the black thing, like close to the barrel. So I would say 8 to 10-inch barrel maybe.
Yeah, but still,
But-
like I would probably want to have a barrel extension on it just so that you get the full velocity out of the round. But at the same time, that thing's fucking dope.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks cool. Looks cool.
So yeah, so that would be my first option.
Yeah.
So then there's the second option. Let's just do this, bring this over here, scoopity boopity, and
Scoopity boopity.
oh.
Get on my proopity.
Yep, this is definitely a get off my property. Oh, why is this not working?
Dun, dun, dun. Technical difficulties. Technical. Talk knuckle.
Hold on. It's coming up. It's coming.
Hold on, it's
coming.
loading. It's loading. It's going. It's going. Things are happening, buds. Things are happening.
Curving.
While we're waiting for this picture to load, buds, I would like to thank you for being here and recommend that you check the links out down below to our social media links where you can see all kinds of cool shit
There it
that we
is.
share there. Like these pictures, except... Whoa.
That is an AK-47 chain gun.
Hold on, wait. 1, 2, 3,
6.
4. There's 6 of them there.
6 AK-47s attached to this machine, and as it rotates around, a single one will fire.
Yep, you got the crank.
It's like an
Like
old
the
crank
old-
style.
So it's an AK 282.
Yeah, just the old Remington style crank fucking machine gun that won Lawrence of Arabia, but it's made out of AK-47s. So much easier rounds to get a hold of.
Fucking dope.
A little more
7.62.
complex to change out, but if you got the mags for it, plug in, you got somebody refilling those while you just got somebody else pumping them out.
Yeah. No, honestly,
Easy
yeah,
peasy.
it seems like a ingenuity, you know? I mean, you know.
I think so. Plug in, very simple, relatively simple to make. I think the plant, I don't know if you can actually buy like the kit. I'm pretty sure you can buy the kit from some manufacturers, but otherwise you just look online and people tell you how to build it yourself out of scrap metal.
Yeah,
So-
chances are you just engineer that shit.
Yeah, zombie apocalypse, you're easily fucking nailing that.
Yeah.
All right. So those two are obviously a little bit of joke because fucking, you know, they're funny, but I don't think they would actually
Yeah.
do me very well in a zombie apocalypse. So for me, my actual favorite gun is the G36 and variants of it.
Oh,
Fucking,
nice, yeah.
it's not that I actually like, you know, oh my god, the engineering specs and this and that are fucking fantastic, whatever. I just think it's a cool looking gun, fucking a nice designed gun made by Heckler and Koch.
That's what I honestly think of the Vector and the Scorpion.
Oh yeah, it fires 5.56 by 45 caliber.
Yep.
Fucking let's see.
Up to
With
6.
the mag, it usually weighs around 7-8 pounds. Fucking really not that bad. Fucking
Dude, you got a
relatively
handle to
lightweight.
hold it with.
I was just literally just about, you don't even know, I was literally just about to say, and the best thing about it is that it has a convenient carry handle.
It depends. It depends on what model you go with. If you go with one of the more tactical models where it swaps it out for a rail or whatever, but I would definitely go with the fucking carrying rail. Have the rail on top of it, top loaded. Fucking have a nice bottom rail to it, foldable stock.
See, the trick
Love it.
is
It's pretty much
you get the carry rail and you get a bayonet fixed on the front, so that then when you run out of ammo, you now have like a weird ass fucking sword thing you can hold that you can like block with and stab with.
fold in the stock and then fucking. You know what? I need to put a
Yeah.
chainsaw on the front. That's right. That would work perfectly. So I have a chainsaw and a fucking assault rifle. It would
Or
work
a
great. There's
sword.
no problem with it.
Dude, put a katana on the front. Dude, go like
Chainsaw,
Final
because
Fantasy
there's-
style with a gunblade.
No, I gotta go chainsaw because nobody's ever made a video saying how dangerous that style of weapon would be. And it would be
true.
the first of its kind.
It's true.
He's on to something.
I think so. But yeah, it's basically just an MP5 but an assault rifle. And I like it. Fucking
Okay,
Yeah.
we can't get in the United States because of Germany.
yeah. I
Thanks
think
to Germany.
aren't there a couple in the United States already or
You can get replicas from replica
Yeah,
companies, but
I was
you
gonna
can't.
say, I don't know. I think
can't-
America and Germany have a really tense history for some reason, but
You can't get because of Germany. You can't get MP5s and MP7s.
I
you'd
know
think
my-
that since America sent David Hasselhoff,
It's-
like,
right. It's funny because I actually know somebody who has a gun and he showed me it and he was like really excited about it. And when he showed it to me, I'm like, holy shit, it's a G36, you know, it looks incredible. But it was like really big. So I'm like, one of the, big variants or some shit. He's like, actually, no, it's a fucking semi-automatic shotgun. And it came with a body kit to look like a G36. So I'm like, and then I look on the side and there's the charging is on the side of it. And I'm like, oh,
yeah. Oh.
this sucks.
Boo. Boo.
You built my spirits
can't-
up and
you
dashed them
can't-
quite marvelously.
You
Bravo,
can't
sir.
put a Ferrari body kit on a fucking K car.
It's like putting a Ferrari kit on a fucking Pontiac Sunbird.
Oh my god, yeah. Yes.
He
Oh my
said
god, a neon. A fucking
sun-
neon.
He said sunbird.
Like a fucking Corvette
That's-
wings on a fucking Kia. Kia Rio.
Put carbon fiber on a fucking Ford Focus.
Sunflower.
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
It's not a sunbird, it's a sunflower. Fine.
Really
Ew.
quickly, I did have a friend fucking he was notorious for fucking having cars leave his possession and then come back to his possession. So anyway, for a while he had a fucking little Pontiac fucking, I think it was a Sunbird or a Sunbeam or some shit like that. Little convertible
Sunflower.
car. It looked like a Barbie dream car. It was fucking hilarious.
Sunflower. That's what it's called.
It
That's
was.
dope.
It's Pontiac Sunflower.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, that.
But straight up, like, yeah, it's just one of those things where, yeah, I don't know why somebody would do that. They'd take like a fucking like kit to make a semi-auto shotgun look like a fucking
A fully automatic assault rifle.
like an assault rifle, yeah. But to be fair, that is a good choice, Curtis. I mean, honestly, it's a reliable and like good caliber variants and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
Sunfire. We're both wrong.
yes,
Fire!
yes,
That's
Sunfire,
what it was.
We're both wrong at that.
Sunfire.
Sunfire.
What did I say originally?
Bird.
And you said flower.
And I said flower.
And I didn't say anything because I thought both of you were amusing. I knew what it was, but I was like, "Fuck it, this is great."
Anyway,
Well, no, but,
so-
yeah, I still think the Ford Focus.
I mean, some
We
of the
kinda
newer
ballin'.
some of the new Ford Focuses are pretty.
That'd be
okay.
pretty dope.
So
Yeah.
other than the machine gun or the washing machine gun, what would be your number one gun to mount on a car?
All right, number one
And
gun to
where-
mount on a car.
Now here's the thing. We are disregarding Vulcan machine guns, miniguns, fucking chain guns, anything that would obviously be on there, including Browning machine guns.
Okay.
So anything that would not normally be mounted to a vehicle, what would you mount to a vehicle?
Desert
I'll
Eagle.
start. Flare guns.
Man's
Okay.
coming up with fire tonight.
Damn right. I'm coming up with flare tonight. Shank, what would you put on a car?
All right, something to mount on the top of a car, and it can't be a typical firearm that you mount to the top of a car. Am I limited to the amount of them that I mount to the top of a car?
No.
Okay,
I mean,
Derringer pocket pistols, and I'd put like 10,000 of them.
Yes.
I'd put up a Raspberry Pi with a bunch of little fucking like little things to pull the triggers,
No.
like controlled by little like pneumatic circuits, and I'd just like sit inside the car and I'd press a button and it would fire like waves of them.
Oh,
It would
that's
just I'd be like right flank, and it'd be like. Brah!
we're thinking completely differently. I just thought you were gonna mount mannequins on the side of your car, and each one of them has fucking little secret compartments where it just that
That'd
retracts
be
back.
better too. Yeah, no, that actually would be
Each-
way better. That'd be.
And then when it retracts in the robot, it reloads them so they can go back for the next round.
That's actually Let's go with that idea. But yeah,
Okay.
little Derringer pocket pistols, like 10,000 of them to the
Bet.
top of the car. There'd be like so many of them. People would be like, "That's only like 22 caliber. That's not gonna hurt anything." And then like there's literally 10,000 22 caliber bullets flying directly at them.
Look, it might not hurt individually, but when you're getting hit with a brick
they
wall
hurt.
of 22s,
That's the thing. Is a 22 is still going into your meat, buddy. It's just not gonna break your bones and shit. But it's still going into your meat. You're still
an
getting
entire
hurt.
wall of lead just.
Yep.
Isaac, what
Just a
would you
wall.
mount
22
on a
caliber
vehicle?
long rifle just. What would you pick, Isaac, if you couldn't mount a traditional gun to the top of a car of any kind that you'd traditionally mount?
All right, I got two ideas.
All right.
Okay.
Realistic idea.
All right.
I have a button on my steering wheel. I press it, and boom, center console opens. It hands me my Desert Eagle. Boom.
Alright.
Realistic, James Bond style.
Solid.
Unrealistic, a cannon.
Like just an
An
actual
old style pirate cannon.
Yes, open my matchbook.
dude. One of those fucking 10 millimeter fucking anti-aircraft cannons they used to have in Britain that are like chain fed, so you don't even need to fucking load it every time. You just have to have.
No.
You just have to pull
Old
a handle
style.
and push a handle.
I want
No, old style, he's
on
got,
a-
like,
on a pirate ship.
He's got
Well, I
two
gotta-
people
well,
up
I
there.
gotta-
One
I
dude's
gotta
loading it,
pirate
the other
it.
dude's pushing it in with a rod.
Yeah, two dudes like dressed in ye old outfits.
I gotta light a match and just go out the window and
Charge!
Load her up, Captain!
I want to have a scene like the episode of Family Guy when Peter thought he was a pirate.
Ah, the cannons! Said
What'd
load
you
the
say?
can.
I said load the cannons.
But I
I
said
said
it
it pirate
pirate
like.
Yeah, that would be fucking dope. That'd be so good.
Okay,
That'd be so
Now-
good.
hypothetically, what if you also attach Desert Eagles to your headlights?
James Bond style twice in a row, bro.
What if, like, okay, speaking of Pontiacs, how they have those fucking lights that fucking just pop up?
Up and up, down headlights.
That's like one of my favorite videos ever where like two of those cars basically like block in a person on a one-way street. Like one's driving one way, the other's driving another way. And there's like a car in between them. And you just see the driver like look at the car in front of him and then turn around and look at the other car. And then they both start lifting their fucking like their like headlights up and down. And the dude just gets more and more worried. He's like what the fuck what the
going
fuck
on?
did I find myself in the middle of here? Like what is this situation I found myself in?
Why
And
are
it's
the
just
cars
like-
blinking?
And the cars are just like blinking at each other. It's
You
like
can
fuck.
get some people who have those. They get fucking the kits where they can have it move like singly.
Yeah,
So
wink
Yeah,
kits.
they can
Wink
wink it.
kits.
You could get a wing kit.
Yeah, wink kits. I heard about those. They're fucking sick. If I had that car, I'd have to.
You can also get sleepy ones.
Oh, so it like droops them.
See, I
So
would
they're
just,
not all the way open, so they're just like halfway open and look like.
oh, I would have to
Stone.
get that because I'm stoned.
Yeah. I mean, look at me right now.
But-
But no, straight up like But yeah, you could. I think Curtis has a good idea there. You could fucking like flip up your headlights, and you have fucking 250 calibers like right there behind the headlights, and it'd just be like bam, 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 bam. Just fucking. You wouldn't even need to have it like since they're clip fed as well. You could literally have like two ammunition or mag fed. Sorry, mag fed. They're not clip fed. Since they're mag fed, you could have like two like super long, extremely extendo mag wells that just have a ton of fucking ammo in them.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just fire them for fucking like just drive behind like people, and if they're pissing you off road rage style, you'd be like bam bam, blow both their back tires.
Maybe for the gas tank.
Laser sights on them so that they auto target what you want them to target. Like fucking they just like turn and like auto target. You can like target their tires and it's like
Oh yeah. Oh, and also since no one mentioned it, honorable mention are 10 RPGs, just like Death Race.
Yep. 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 RPG 7s, 10 of them.
Yep. We got this, boys. Freedom.
Freedom! You know, actually, I can
10?
see it now. Just a fucking tow, like 2 tow missiles on the outside, and the rest of it filled with like RPG 7s and like 2 slots for like Stinger missiles. So you got like 2 Stingers, 2 tows, and fucking the rest of it just filled with RPG 7s.
10 javelins.
You just don't fire the 2 on the outside and don't detach them, so that you just fucking.
So the javelins they shoot up because people don't really know what javelins are. They just go up and they're like, oh, they went up in the air.
Oh, they're gone. No, they're not. They go up so that they come straight down on their target, which is dope.
What you gonna
And
do?
also kind of scary.
What you gonna go do when a javelin's coming down at you at 100 miles per hour, hitting terminal velocity? Then it goes boom, and then you lose your wife and kids.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad news, buds. Pretty bad news. But no, that'd be good. I think. Yeah, a bunch of javelins mounted to the top of the car. That'd be a pretty solid start.
solid way to start. All right. Oh shit. So I think I think we've been talking for a little bit now on guns and such like that. So, Buzz, you know the drill. Down below, wherever you can reasonably, yeah, no, I can't say that. Let us know down below what your favorite no, I can't. Let us know what your favorite firearm is, what your favorite experience is, what your favorite shooting sports and stuff like that are. Wherever you can, it would be great.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to hop on our Discord, things are a little bit more loose there, and you can tell us your
you
personal
can't
stories
say
about
that.
firearms. Well, we do have an 18+ Discord, of course.
Oh yeah, fair. Okay, loose is fun then.
Yeah, 18+ Discord. But at the same time, if you buds are you feel like hanging out, telling some stories, you can go on there. There's a link down below for you, and share your stories with us because we love hearing about it, and we would love you hang out down there and see what we're up to.
Oh yeah. All right. So, with that being said, I think it is time that we move on to the next segment of our show that you buds know about, which is I'm going to smoke some more weed. And Shank's already smoking weed. So it's been a while. So it's been a while. So let's hit a blaze it. Tok tok shkabok.
Tok tok.
Excellente.
Egg salad
Egg salad ante. Egg salad
Egg salad on.
But now that segment is done, now time for the next segment. It's time for some weed news worldwide. All right, so this week for Weed News Worldwide, I have almost nothing prepared. So let's see what High Times has to say. Let's see. Virginia legislative panel kills a retail cannabis bill.
Murderers.
So retail sales of recreational cannabis is likely delayed until 2024. Sucks. Twitter to allow THC, CBD, and related ads in the U.S.
Hey.
Buds, we can start advertising on Twitter now. Let's see. Weed sales on Super Bowl Sunday decrease in 2023. Surprisingly, not as much as normal, but it's just decreased slightly. So it's not like people weren't able to or didn't go out.
I think more people were probably growing their own this year.
Or people were probably just like, oh, let's get back to drinking.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is COVID kind of fucking, COVID kind of got people learning how to grow for themselves instead of going out and buying.
Oh, this is a funny one that I was reading a little bit. So in Rhode Island, I'll click on this one. In Rhode Island, there's a bill that they have right now. This was introduced by 6 senators.
Mhm.
Um,
6
and
senators.
6 senators.
Okay.
So
Do they have colds?
no, there were senators, but there were 6 of them. They have a bill that they're proposing where if people are assembling, that's fine. If people assemble and smoke cannabis, that's one thing in and of itself. But if a group of 3 or more people are assembled and they're smoking cannabis together in a group activity or something, the first offense, the charges are charged with 500, followed by 750 for the second offense, and everything after that, you're getting charged with $1,000 per offense. So if there are more than 3
You're not
people,
allowed to have big sessions?
you're not allowed to have big sessions. It's only 2 people. It's either solo or duos. You're not allowed to have
Here's the question.
Three's Company now.
Can you have like 3 people hanging out or like 7 people or
If
say for
3
example, you got 9 people hanging out, right?
If one person has cannabis, you're all illegal.
Well, here's the thing though. What if like one group is hanging out in this corner of the living room, one group of people's hanging out in the bathroom, and another group is hanging out in the other corner of the living room, and they
All in the
smoke
house.
weed. But what if they just say they're individual groups? Like they're like, we're hanging out on our own over here.
Is it a registered group home?
No.
Then it's one group. Homes. I don't know. This is a bill that they're proposing. Fucking, we'll see how that
That's
goes.
fucking. That
It's
seems
absolutely
really weird to me.
stupid.
Yeah, it
I
seems
think-
weird to me.
Especially
know
since
what
Rhode
the-
Island is legal.
I guess that they don't want like large groups of people sharing joints because that honestly does make sense to me. Like if I went to a festival nowadays, like I remember back in the day when I went to music festivals, like people would light a big old fucking blunt and then pass it around between like fucking almost 20 people. Like we'd be sitting around playing guitar and shit like that, and it would just get passed around the circle until it eventually got back to you. And like looking back now, I realize how goddamn stupid that was. Like, you know, like I realize how fucking stupid that was, but that's just what people would do. They'd light a giant motherfucking foot-long joint
Right.
and then pass it
Pass it
around to the
around.
group, and like everybody in the group would smoke some of it. Would just pass it around the circle.
Yeah.
And fucking like and like but now like I mean with COVID and shit like that, I wouldn't want to have like even 2 or 3 people smoking with me. Like when I go to like any kind of get together now, if I bring weed with me, I'm bringing enough to like roll a couple joints, like one for each person. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like I'm making sure that
yeah.
each person has their own.
This it's kind of half and half on this, but it says it's just going to fine groups of 3 or more people if cannabis or other hallucinogenic substances are present. So it doesn't matter if it's a group of 10 and one person has it, if it's a group of 3 and everybody's smoking it, if it's a group of 100 and everyone's smoking, it's a group of 100 and one person has it. There's a fine that's going to be happening.
That's baloney.
Yeah, according to this
Hopefully,
bill, which
hopefully
based
that bill
on
doesn't
that,
pass. We'll see how it goes, but that bill might not pass still if you buds get out and vote.
right? Rhode Island's bills, fucking let them hear your voice.
Yeah, get out there, Rhode Island.
Let's see.
You're like, we want clams. We don't want weed legislation. Chowder.
And then huge rise in stone dogs after New York legalizes cannabis.
God damn it, people! Keep your weed away.
And then
Stop leaving your weed out.
oh, New York City. New York City, one of the biggest cities in fucking, the world, the biggest city in America.
Big
It finally opened its 3rd legal cannabis dispensary.
Yeah.
3 out of
They're gonna
all of New York
fuck.
City, and out of the year and a half, 2 years that it's been legalized, they just now opened their 3rd legal adult use cannabis store.
There's like 3 down the street.
Oh, there's a bunch
Yeah.
more in New York, but they're not legally licensed or able to be doing it. So they just do it through trucks and pop-up shops and kiosks and through other businesses.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It's actually
my
really
friend's
funny.
got a convenience store over here. Let me sell some weed out of it.
I was literally
Legal.
like reading about that the other day that they had fucking like apparently in New York it's one of the biggest things that they literally have brick and mortar actual store locations that they rent out
Y-
and they set up like a full on weed shop with like weed on the walls, weed on the counter, weed like
Yeah,
everywhere. And then people just come in and buy it every day. They just walk in and out and buy it every single day. And absolutely none of it's legal. Like they just like literally they get their weed from like dudes named Antonio down the block who grow it in their fucking basement and like they get it from wherever they can get weed and then they stock their shop with it and
I
they
mean,
sell
it
it.
was legal, so it can still be produced and everything like that. But
Yeah.
at the mass production that they're
Yeah, they
doing, they
can't
don't
yeah.
have that licensing and shit for that
Yeah, they're
yet.
not getting
So
it from licensed producers. They're just getting it from whoever they can get it
whoever's
from.
producing it.
And there are a lot of people producing it because it's a lucrative business, right? But so they're like, yeah. And it's all because, once again, banks need to smarten the fuck up and allow cannabis to be like, cannabis businesses to work with them. Because until that happens,
Right.
there is absolutely nothing to stop people. If they have to do cash transactions for everything, you're basically making it way harder to regulate it.
Absolutely.
So, like,
Uh,
because I know a lot of cannabis, like, good licensed producers of cannabis and everything else would love to be able to work with a bank rather than
yeah,
fucking cash. Because cash,
absolutely.
yeah.
Of course, of course. So, and then the final little bits of weed news that I got for today is all about hemp and hemp derivatives.
Okay.
Being first and foremost, Zimbabwe increasing its hemp THC limit to 1%.
GG Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Wait. So rather than going from whatever, or it was 0.3%. So industrial hemp is now allowed to have 1% THC. So it's going to be a lot easier to produce since you don't have to fucking make sure it has, oh, we got to remove all of this because it's got too much THC in it or whatever, by extra 1%. Now you got a
Awesome.
lot more yield you can get out of it.
And that's the cool thing too is with hemp products, like it's one of those things where by the time they're done with the end product, it won't really matter if there was THC in it because it's not
Unless
usually going to be used for like.
unless the end product is supposed to be specifically to be THC, such as
Hmm.
with Delta 8, Delta 9, and other THC hemp derivatives, which I've talked about on the podcast before. I was a fan for a little bit, but now I'm more or less kind of on the block now that it's openly available for me to get now in terms of cartridges and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's all right if you're in a non-legal state and that's available, but I personally don't prefer it now. But anyway,
Oh, of course, of course.
Connecticut sues 5 retailers for selling Delta 8. So obviously, some retailers who didn't get the memo that you aren't actually allowed to sell Delta 8 because it's still technically a derivative of THC,
Yeah.
uh, still sell it because this was something that was available in smoke shops, gas stations, anywhere you could just buy anything.
Yeah, you can just buy it wherever.
Mm-hmm. And the second news story is that the DEA states that Delta 9, THCO, Delta 8, and other THC derivatives are not hemp. So, therefore, like I said, the DEA officially clarifies that these things are no longer hemp derivatives. They are now THC products and therefore have to be sold in proper dispensaries. And if they're sold in retail stores like gas stations or smoke shops, then it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, solidifying the story that I just mentioned. Therefore,
No, because I remember you mentioning that a couple months ago that they were talking about it, but it's the fact that
and
they moved forward with it and they did indeed do that. Now,
right.
Delta 8 is good. Well, we've been saying it since the beginning when you were first talking about Delta 8 that like we were like, dude, we know
It
they're
is.
eventually going to fucking
Catch on
regulate
and
it.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
they're gonna be like, oh, you're sneaky, but we know it's the same fucking thing. You're just being a
And
dick.
even now, they got one last. I think there's like 2 or 3 last ditch attempt
Yeah.
out there
It
right
was
now.
it
where
was
there's,
it
like,
was it was
Delta
the cannabis industry's attempt to be like, we're not touching you, we're not touching you, we're not
Yeah,
touching you, and the government's like, dude, that is just as bad though.
exactly.
Like-
So yeah.
like-
So on top of the Delta 9, the Delta 8, there was also Delta 10, which is still like circulating around a little bit, and then there's also like HTHC or
Yeah.
HHC or some shit like that, where it's another one of the fucking carbons that's in the fucking shit, but molded a little differently. It's again same but different, but not. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is basically it for weed news worldwide today.
Not bad. Not bad. Some good stories.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
with that, I think it is time for a couple dank memes.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm changing it up today.
Changing it
Ooh.
up today. What do
I
we
am
got?
Exciting.
pissed off.
What are we?
Dun, dun, dun.
I ain't showing anything. I got some gears grinding, and I got a vent.
Oh.
Okay, Isaac is gonna be grinding some gears. Let us go.
I am
Isaac.
tired of these fucking mobile game ads.
Oh.
All right,
Okay.
I am
All right.
tired of it. Like only 1% of people beat this level. Can you do it? And it's something my fucking 3-year-old autistic niece can figure out.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
who
All right.
who was the 99% of people that couldn't beat the level?
they always show. I get that too. What's the trend of them showing like things failing, like
And-
people failing at games every time?
And that's the thing. It's also like split up into a couple different categories. Like there's the couple where it's like only 99% can beat this level, and it just shows like the picture or an interactive screen where you can just easily swipe left and solve the puzzle, or swipe
Yeah.
left and up and you solve the puzzle. The one that pisses me off.
Exactly.
The one that pisses me off is the one I think you're talking about, where they show a video of the ad and it's like only 99% of people can beat this level, and it's like all they have to do is touch here and here, and they're like, okay. So if I touch 1 and 2, I'm good. Okay. 3, no. 4, no. 1, okay. 4, no. Damn it.
I know.
1,
Oh my god, yes.
6.
And
no.
you're like, why are
Damn
they
it.
fucking 6 wasn't even an option, dude? And it's like,
Like before I came here, before I got on here, I took a shit,
Mhm,
and when I
mhm.
take shits, I play mobile games,
and of course.
and I get these ads. I get them all the fucking time. Why? Why? What is the trend of brain dead people playing these apps for ads?
Now what about
the,
go ahead.
the other ad for mobile games I get pissed off is I've been recently getting slot machine ads,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, sir, you got a phone? Yeah. Give him 20 billion. What?
Oh
I
yeah,
know,
the
right?
fucking
I
stars
know.
jackpot.
And they're
And then-
like,
and then-
unlike other apps with reels,
see,
you're
no, no.
guaranteed to get a mega jackpot in 10 spins or less.
And then
Or
and then it gets towards like that part of the ad where the one guy comes up. Like they don't mention the ad, like the game or the slot machine app to anybody else. So just like, you got a phone? Yeah. Here's 20 billion. Hey cutie, you got a phone? Yeah. Give him 20 billion. And then the one guy comes up, I got a phone. Where's my 20 billion? Sorry, you didn't download the app. How did you know they downloaded the app? And you know what? And else it is also
Because they're tracking them.
same-
They literally
it's-
admitted to tracking them.
it's the same ad. It is the same ad for like 4 different fucking apps.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just like terribly dubbed when they're saying the app.
oh,
It's
my
like
favorite.
it's like a Chinese movie in Chinese
Ye-
with American like dub.
My favorite
Super
one is
Thoughts.
when they run up to him and they're just like, "Hey, I watched your ad and you promised I would get 20 million and free jackpots and everything." Well, did you click on the link that was in the description below? What? You have to click on the link in the description below. It won't work if you just download it off the App Store. Oh, I didn't know that. Sure. And if you did, you would have gotten that million. Oh, that sucks. I'm going to stop holding you up now.
Yeah.
I think
That's
my,
okay, because it's not too late for you to click that link down below and claim your
I think-
prize.
My favorite one of those is when the guy comes up and he's pointing, just like dumping gas on the car. Sorry, what are you doing? You liars!
Now, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
man, it's like,
I hate
Yeah.
those fucking slide commercials, but the ones I hated more were the generation before this one, because they go in like small generations. So
Yeah.
this generation is the people running up in sketches and yelling at you for free coins and stuff. The generation before this was them always pushing this fucking game where it was like not a slot machine, but it was a coin pusher. It was a
Coin
coin
dozer.
put.
Coin
It was-
dozer.
No, it was a
Uh,
slot machine game,
Oh.
but the ad was coin pushing machine.
Oh,
it was
for
one
Coin
where-
Dozer, I think it was those ads too. Yes, the fucking
The ones
player
that were-
driving game and it's fucking gameplay of GTA.
Yeah, but this one, it was like, hey, we're a slots machine. but here's a coin pusher game, and the coins will stack up and up and up and form a tower, and then you'll get all this money if you push that in. And I'm like, that game sounds fun. Click on the ad, basic slot machines. That game is nowhere to be found. There is no coin pusher option even
They
in
do
the
that
game.
all the time. You got all the ads that are like, where you got like, okay, you are a level 2 and you can only fight people who are your level. Okay, and they go up to level 2, and then when you
Yeah,
click
like
on the
fighting
ad,
through the castle or
it's
whatever.
a completely different fucking game.
Yeah. Like on the fucking video, it'll be like high definition characters and fighting through and everything. And then you click on the
Yeah.
game and it's stick guys walking through a castle
Yeah,
sideways.
yeah, bunch of like, oh man, like I don't know how game advertisers get away with it, like with like
China.
such like
Stealing
flagrant
gameplay from
disregard
another
for like
game and saying it's
honesty.
that game.
Oh, and another one that annoys the shit out of me about game advertisements. All right, check it out. Those ones, because I've downloaded Unity before, like the game engine or whatever, right? I've downloaded it. And there's certain tutorials that you can do in that. One is an infinite runner. Like one is a runner that's infinite, and it's kind of like a dude running down a track, almost like Subway Surfers, but like very basic.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 109 different ads for different games that people call like fully fleshed out games that they charge money for.
That just
That
uses
are like literally just that default tutorial level with like a hat put on the stickman. Like the stickman that's already made for you. Like they already make the stickman and provide it in the tutorial.
Man,
Right.
dude,
And they like add a little hat to the stickman, and then they're like, I've made a game, and then they release it on the fucking app store and they charge people money for it. And it's like,
how do apps get away with just fake advertising? Mobile apps are the only thing that's ever gotten away. To be
it
honest,
literally has
with
to be
fake
like
advertising.
3 or 4 companies that are just like conglomerated with each other, and it's just like, here, let's make as many mobile games as we can, own all these other little shops that make the mobile games, and then just throw advertisements that advertise all of our other shitty games on it.
See, there's also there's
Yeah.
also the mobile game apps where the ad looks exactly like the game, but after every level, a 30-second ad every time. I hate that shit too.
Unfortunately, I have been stuck on one game that I just saw in a bunch of advertisements, and I'm like, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb. All right, it kind of looks all right. Let me see if the app is at least the same. And
Yeah.
luckily, the app and the game is at least the same as the advertisement was, so I'm enjoying the game. It's Survivio on phone.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I've played
Mhm.
I've played that.
Yeah,
I've heard of that one, yeah.
I've been playing it. I'm actually enjoying it, but again,
I was gonna
there's
say that's one of
ads
the
all
compliments I've
times,
heard.
Oh,
and-
but the ads for
Yeah.
that game is fucking stupid too.
Mhm,
Those ads annoy me now. Like
yeah.
I've been getting them again, and they're just like, and the mobile ads that look like a YouTube video.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I can easily close out of this. Nope. And as soon as you click on it, it takes you to the fucking Play Store. And that's
Oh
the
man,
thing.
or
They're
the
getting
ones
you
that are
now.
or the mobile ads that are the actual demo for the game, and you get to start playing the game, but the second you like click on something else, it brings you to the ad screen, so it gives you like 30 seconds of gameplay, and you're like, man, this is dope, and then you kind of like, and then like it's like, okay, now click on this to upgrade your troops, and you like click on it, and it brings you to like the app store screen, and you're like, you son of a bitch, you son of a bitch, you let me start, and then you fucking
Mobile,
I'll go from underneath me, you
mobile
son of a bitch.
apps ads
getting your
have been
game.
getting outrageous lately.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's time to stop.
I
Yep.
agree, Isaac.
I agree. That's what we should call this this section when he does this Isaac's grinding herb.
Isaac's Grinder.
Yeah, Isaac's grinder.
I'm fine with that.
And then we
I
can
got-
literally make the graphic like a grinder. We can like say
You know-
Isaac's grinder and fucking
Isaac Grinding Herb is a better one just because
Yeah.
Isaac's Grinder sounds like we're
If
on his
I-
page.
if I
That's
got
true. Isaac's grinder is a totally different thing that you can find links to down below in this.
if my memes are weak for the week, then I'll go to my grinder.
I like that
Sure.
Isaac's grind. Isaac's
Not the
grind-
app.
We'll call it Isaac's grinding herb just so it's not
Not the app because I'm straight.
or just Isaac's herb grinder.
Isaac's Herb Grinder.
Yeah, Isaac's herb grinder, yeah. Yeah, that works.
yeah.
That works.
That's,
But no, I like that.
that's it.
Good
Good
talk.
shit.
I,
I like it.
yeah, so I'm just on the toilet and I'm getting pissed. And
You're
Good
supposed to be
topic.
pooping, but I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, it's like I'm supposed to be pooping, but I'm pissed.
basically,
Makes sense.
Poop and pee. Well, that's the thing is every number 2 is also a number 1, but every number 1 is just hopefully just a number 1.
oh no.
All right. So Shank, it is time for your obscure thing of the week, which in this case I believe is more music. So what is Shank's
It is.
obscurity?
All right, so this week I'm going to be talking about a band that actually Isaac introduced to us, which is pretty fucking dope. They're a band out of Japan, and it's an all-girl group, and it's a metal band. It's called Hanabi or Hanabi.
Hanabe.
Hanabe. But either way, it's four girls who are brutal as fuck, essentially. We got Yukina, Matsuri, Hetsu, and Sai. Basically, yeah, Isaac sent this group to us, and they are brutal as fuck. Like, honestly, like, I saw them and I expected kind of like baby metal, where it's like, cutesy vocals and cutesy dance routines on top of like some brutal metal and everything else and that kind of thing, and like breakdown riffs and everything. But these girls are like hard. They go hard. They play their own music, which is great. The fact that they like are actually performing music is fantastic to me. They're not just performing to a band. They are the band. Like it's absolutely bonkers, man. Like the problem I have with them, is that I can't really pronounce the names of their songs.
Well, if you look at the YouTube video, they got the English for like
They do.
name next to it though.
They
so.
do. But I can safely say that I love their song "Love Rambo," "Love Heart Rambo." It's actually got a heart
Rambo.
emoji in it.
Well, they love Rambo.
Yep, and LCG and actually, honestly, all of their music that I've heard so far are fantastic. They can't seem to keep a drummer though because Sai is their third drummer. They actually had like two other members previously that left in 2016 and 2018. Essentially,
sounds like a skillet issue.
yeah, they just can't keep a drummer.
Well, Skillet just couldn't keep a female singer.
Yeah, Skillet, they just kept trading them out. But essentially, like when Isaac first sent it, I was like, okay, Japanese like all girl metal band. It's gonna be like kawaii as fuck and everything and that kind of thing. But they were legitimately like just based on their musicianship alone, awesome. They were weird. They have a unique style, which is uniquely Japan metal, like that you get from Japanese metal. They had like fantastic vocals. I didn't understand a single thing they said, except maybe a few things because I do understand a little bit of Japanese from watching a ridiculous amount of anime and other stuff. But overall, like the brutality and the power of the vocals in the band, as well as the instrumentals, like the drop B riffs and the drop D riffs that are like just like heavy as shit and like high energy. It makes them like really obscure and stand out because they're not the traditional idea you would get from like a J-pop or a Japanese kind of like band that's
that
made
sort,
yeah, because traditionally bands that are groomed like that and created like that are specifically made to be like cutesy and mass appeal, but they somehow managed to have like the mass appeal with this obscure brutality that's fucking dope. And honestly, I can't recommend high enough. Like just listening to them, give them a shot. It's Hanabi, Hanabie, and they're insane. Just literally listen to any of their tracks, and you're gonna absolutely love them. And as an honorable mention, totally not metal related, but if you haven't heard of the band Blackpink, check them out too because they're kind of fucking dope and they're Japanese and fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
I found them just
Or they're
looking
K-pop.
at
That's K-pop. Sorry, they're Korean. I think.
Three in
They're
the
dope as
morning,
fuck.
basically 3 in the morning. Internet surfing is how I found them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you find the best music buds. That's how I always come across the weird, obscure bands that I come up like with every week, except for the ones that are recommended by Curtis or Isaac because they both have great taste in music.
I think that's that's the same way I found the German rapper.
Dude, that guy's hardcore as fuck.
Isaac has now left for the fucking episode.
Like, yeah,
God damn it! Like why can't we keep 3 people?
This is insane. But overall, it's like safe to say that Hanabi, great band, absolutely fantastic, and if you get the opportunity to check them out, just like do it up, get on there, listen to some of their tunes, and you will definitely be impressed by how hardcore they are. They're definitely punch you in the throat and call you a bitch hardcore.
Fuck yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what.
Which is what you want. Which is what you want from that kind of metal.
Of course. All right. Well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since we lost Isaac, it's already getting late. So
Yeah.
tell you what, I'm gonna
Maybe
hit
we
my
should go on
pen.
a search. We'll go on a search party for him after.
Yeah, let's go on a search party for him. So I'm gonna hit my pen because my bong isn't packed. Looks like you just lit your joint. So
Yeah, I
buds,
did.
whatever you got, it is time, respectively, to blaze it. I gotta click the thing. Blaze it. Tok tok kaboke.
Toke smoke. Yeah, once again, kosher kush. That's what I was smoking. I have mentioned it in a minute, but still smoking some of that. So
I was smoking on peanut butter cookies earlier, and this is Sunset Sherbet, an indica fucking cartridge from MKX, totaling at 88.5 THC.
yep, good shit, buds. And whatever you're smoking at home, let us know on Discord. Go on our Discord channel, down below in the description, and fucking tell us about what you like, what you've been smoking recently, that kind of thing. You know, just jump in some chat, share some content you've been making, that kind of thing. We'd love seeing what you're up to. So
Absolutely.
let us know what's up.
And be sure, once you're all set with this podcast, once you're all settled in and everything like that, make sure you know what content you're going to next. But before you leave, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like, and be sure to share this with your buds so that way more buds know that this bud exists, so that way your bud exists to bud.
Yeah,
Buds.
Yeah, buds. Spread the news. I'm spreading the news about Good Buds Podcast. I'm gonna smoke a lot of weed on
You're gonna
this
smoke a
fucking
lot
show.
of grass.
Fuck yeah, buds. But seriously, do share, and also check out our social media links down below in the description. You can see what we're up to on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. And yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really
Absolutely.
neat. That'd be nice of you.
And with all of that, I think we're gonna roll one for the road. Shank's gonna roll his dube. I'm gonna roll this into here. And with that being fuck. And with that being said, in Isaac's name as well, since he's not here to say it as well, thank you, buds, for showing. Hope to see you next week. Later.
Later, buds.
Later, buds. As Isaac would say.
21 kids. Isaac.
Too early for that, Shank. Fuck. Okay, I can make it work in post.
No,
All right.
leave it in.
I can't. I already
barely
made.
understand.